Hey everyone, Steve RG here with Class A Surfacing. Now, you can see I have a picture of a mouse with some dimensions on it. I just recently made a video of making a mouse using some features within NX as far as the features I use like X-form, created an extrusion and such. And I had some questions, some private messages in regards to that. People typically ask, hey, where do you get your muse from? Do you have any images or whatever? This I just went online and found. Okay, so you can go to various websites that sell the hardware, mouse, whatever it is you want, download an image of it. And I happen to find one that has some dimensions. So I'm going to use these images. And what I've done is I've cropped each individual image, the side and the top, to get the minimum picture required. So basically right on the top edge and the bottom edge and the sides as well. And once I have those images, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into what's called a raster image. So I'm going to hop over into NX. So for raster image, it's under the datum plane, under the home standard workbench or toolbar. I'm going to go raster image. Now here it's going to ask me what plane do I want. So what I like to do is I'm going to go to a top view. So this being my top view, I'm going to import the top image into this view. So specify my plane. There's my plane. Next I need to go specify my image. So here you can see there's my images, there's my top. And when the image comes in, it's going to ask you where do you want to anchor that image, your orientation, your base point. Right now it's at the bottom left corner of that image, and that's why it's important to make sure, let me zoom up on this for you a little bit. You crop your image, as you can see here, right to the boundaries of the object that you want to work on. So by doing so, whatever cropping tool you want to use, Paint, Snagit, photo editor, any of those, just fine. Just make sure you get it as close to the part as possible. You don't want any white space at the end of it. So right now it's positioning it to the bottom left, and I don't want it at the bottom left. What I do want it at is, again, this is the left side of the image. So we have right over here, you have middle left, and what that does is it takes it on the left side, puts it right in the middle, and it positions it in as such, and it's sitting right on that plane. Now that I have that in the correct position, I need the correct size. Now the length of this was 4.7 inches. So I'll just do a little bit of math and scale it like that. Now let me go get that image back, and you can see that it is 2.6 inches wide. So for that, I'll just go 2.6 times 25.4. Helps to get the right. There we go. And now that image is to the correct size per those dimensions. So if I had it locked at aspect ratio, I could only change one of these and the other one would automatically get affected, but I didn't want that. I wanted to scale this to the right size. So this is my 4.7 and 2.6. Now that I have that in, I'm going to select apply because I have another image to put into place, and that image is going to go in this view. So I'm going to specify my plane once again. Now that I have my plane specified, I want to go and browse. We'll go to my side. And here you'll notice that if I drag this up and around, or if I try to switch it, it doesn't want to go into the correct orientation, right? I need this thing to swing around 180 degrees. And the reason behind that is because of the plane that I selected. So I need to go back into the plane dialog, and then here you'll notice I have a distance and orientation. If I reverse the orientation of that plane and select OK, you'll notice that it switches it, puts it into the correct orientation. Now as you can see, the image is quite large, so I need to go back and modify this thing. So we know it's 4.7 times 25.4, and now you'll see the lengths match, and it is to the bottom left corner. That's the corner that I want. I'm going to leave it right there. And then as far as the height, it was 1.4 So now I have the appropriate length, height, and width of my part by importing those raster images. And again, remember, I have this trimmed right to that top edge, right to the back boundary. Select OK, and those are the raster images that I'm going to begin with. So that's how you set up your file initially. A lot of times you're going to get sketches, whether it's a car, product like this. I do a lot of product design for various corporations. If you look at my website, you'll see I do work for Black & Decker. I've done work in the past for people like Consolidated Container. And what you do is you import an image. Some really talented stylist goes out and starts sketching out an image, and they hand it to you, and you have to make sure you have the correct size, especially for a container or a power tool or things of that nature. You need to make sure it's scaled to the proper dimensions. And this is how you go about taking that image, bringing it in, scaling it to the proper dimensions. Now, in the next video, you're going to see I'm going to start drawing on top of these raster images. Thanks. And if you like my video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Feel free to ask me some questions. A lot of times I get a lot of personal messages, but please feel free to use the comment section below, and hope to hear from you. Thanks.